Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are excited to have Rupam Henry joining us here from Rupam Herbals, and she's the owner of the company based out of Nevada City, California, and we're excited to get to know her today to talk about more of this holistic health and dental solutions company that she has, and it offers, 40 plus herbal formulas, consultations, workshops, public speaking, so much more. I know your primary focus is on dental health, which really is connected to broader health issues overall. So welcome to the show. How are you today?
Good. Very good to be here, Jill.
Well, excited to have you here, and I can't wait to hear your story because I know this has been in the family, and this business is something that you've grew up in. And so first and foremost, let me have you introduce yourself to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, so I am Rupam Henry, and I have run this business full-time now for 20 years. I worked 20 years in dentistry prior to that. I was basically born into 13 generations of medicine makers in Germany. And my grandfather was still doing everything by hand. And both my parents are also pharmacists. They started out with herbs, but when I was about 5 years old, it was all like basically call up the pharmaceutical company in order. And I remember the moment that I thought, whoa, that does not sound like fun.
Yes.
So I've lived in Germany until I was 16. I lived in India till I was 21.
Wow.
Yes, that started my spiritual journey. And then I came to the States in 82, and I've been here since then.
Oh, my goodness. Well, beautiful. We're excited to have you here and to hear about your journey, your story. And before we go further into the work you're doing, so you were born, you say, into 13 generations of herbal medicine makers and pharmacists. Can you tell me a little bit about this and how you grew up?
You know, all I remember is, in my grandfather's pharmacy especially, it was hundreds of herbal bins. So I'm very smell sensitive. So I just remember the amazing amount of different smells of the herbs, And at this point, all pharmacies in Germany had a kitchen in the middle of the pharmacy itself. And pretty much everything was made by hand. And both my parents became pharmacists as well. And at that point, it was a big shift to pharmaceuticals, basically calling up big industry and getting it. So I was born right into this transition of the base being herbal, shifting away to ordering pharmaceutical.
Wow.
So that was my beginning. And then, as I said, I went to India at a very young age. I was 16. And that shifted my entire life became more of a world traveler. I didn't know what I wanted to do at this point. I knew I didn't want to become a pharmacist. I was very clear. And I somehow fell into dentistry, or dentistry fell into my lap. And I worked 20 years in dentistry. And while I was working in dentistry, I had all kind of epiphanies of how there was so much missing in terms of support of the patient. It was like, well, you must not be flossing and brushing. Yeah. But it was obvious a lot of people were flossing and brushing and still had all the problems. So that sort of started my holistic career. And I ended up researching. I ended up learning and studying and going back to school. I became a holistic health counselor. Wow. I, went back to my lineage of becoming a clinical herbalist, and everything was quite not right yet. And until I brought all three things together, the holistic health counseling, the clinical herbalist, and the dental piece, and then it made sense. It became kind of a package that felt like, okay, this is supportive to a patient. This is supportive to a client. And I've been doing that now for the last 20 years full-time, and I did maybe 5 years part-time while I was still in dentistry.
Wow.
So it's been a journey.
What a career. Yeah. How amazing. And then let me ask you, how did you make your move to California to where you are right now?
that happened, a lot of it had to do with friends.
Okay.
So I followed a couple of friends and also my then husband, and we ended up in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And I've basically been here. I fell in love with the area.
Beautiful.
And then I moved 2 years ago to Nevada City, California. And I wanted to start building my own farm where we grow for the business. And it's going to be years ahead when that's happening, but we've made a start, and I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it. It was too much when I started out. There was no way I could grow as well as start the business and make medicine. I had to decide either or, and I started for the medicine making part. And now it feels like I can bring the two together, that I actually grow for myself.
Beautiful.
So,
and speaking of the two, I know you mentioned to us that your mom and your dad were both your mentors, right?
There were young mentors, meaning when I was very small, my dad, I would say by osmosis. He didn't teach me, but just of who he was. You know? He gave me a sense of what it takes to run a business, just from the grunt work of everything that has to do with licensing and health department and managing money. And so he was, I just remember him as somebody that was very grounded in that. Mm-hmm. And my mom was the opposite. She wasn't grounded in that, but she had a sense of otherworldly, you could say.
Okay.
She was the person that introduced me initially to a spiritual path and to a spiritual community. And that sort of set me up, I think, to walk a very unusual path, because nobody was doing what I was doing. I had to learn step by step my own path by trial and error,
Oh, beautiful.
And then I had many, many mentors. I mean, I've had so many mentors in the herbal world, in the spiritual world, numerous. I cannot even, mention them all, but I feel like I've had an incredible support.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that. We are excited that you're here, and would love to talk more about the work you're doing. And I urge everyone to go to the website, RUPAMHERBALS.com. That's also, do you want to give out your website and social media pages? It's the same, right? Rupam Herbals?
It's the same, yeah.
All right. Well, where do you want to start? Because there's so much to the work that you're doing and how you're helping people. So there's the focus on client choice, you say, and consent in health and dental care. Do you want to talk about that to begin with?
I do. It's a hot item. Having been in conventional dentistry for 20 years, it makes me sad. It also makes me angry that I feel like that we as dental professionals very often don't show the whole picture. We're not transparent most of the time. Once again, health becomes more of a business and about money than actual health. Mm-hmm. So I would love if dental professionals would give all the choices. Especially if they hear that somebody has trouble financially. How do we support this person and not completely overwhelm and wreck them on top of what's going on, So I feel like dental professionals should be more transparent with all the choices available, and not just the best choice in their mind, because to the patient or to the person in front of them, that might not be the best choice. But they cannot make up their mind. They do not have informed consent because they don't know what's all available to them, So I wish there was more transparency.
Beautiful.
And then the other thing is, dental professionals are really not very well educated, I mean, we know how to do beautiful crowns and fillings, hopefully, and but we don't have much education in terms of how to help the person to prevent problems. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how they come to me, because we tell them, okay, you must be flossing and you have to floss and brush, but it's obvious that's not the whole picture.
Yeah.
It's only a small picture.
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I would love to see changed in a dental professional.
Beautiful. And well, let's talk a little bit about you like encouraging clients to ask questions, get second opinions, and not blindly accept
Absolutely.
procedures without understanding choices and options. I'm assuming you saw this many times working in your
Yes.
field, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I pretty much, I very much support a person to get a second opinion, to get a third opinion, to come to me and talk about it. I have absolutely no investment in terms of the money. There are many, many choices, and maybe it's waiting a little bit and taking care of something else. I mean, there is much that can be going on in terms of patient-dentist connection, that I feel gets missed.
Yeah.
So repeat your question.
No, it was just to encourage people, right? Because you've seen a lot of bad things happen, blind procedure, okay.
Yeah,
well, what about
absolutely.
the connection between dental health and general emotional, mental, spiritual health? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, just like everything. I mean, there is the holistic viewpoint, which is also called the terrain theory, meaning if you support the immune system and the digestive system, in general, your system is strong. Everything else heals pretty easy. So in terms of, sorry, repeat your question.
Oh, it was
I feel
just
like
about,
I'm going off topic.
No, it's fine. It's your show. You can talk about whatever you want. But it was about the connection between general health and emotional, mental, spiritual, and dental health. You see that correlation.
Connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected, meaning, you don't focus just on like wiping out a bacteria in the mouth. Okay, so you can put fluoride at somebody's mouth or xylitol or whatever.
Yes.
But underneath of it, it's not helpful because it wipes the bacteria out, and in terms of fluoride it does so much more, which you really don't want.
Okay.
But underneath of it, the real core question is, why do I have a cavity? It's not because I'm not taking fluoride, okay?
Yeah.
It's because of there are other things out of order or out of balance. For instance, the digestive system. Most people that have cavities or problems in the mouth, their digestive system isn't in its sweet spot.
Interesting.
Or the immune system is shaky.
Okay.
Or the adrenals are exhausted. Or they're in constant fight and flight financially, maybe. It's super linked. And then every couple of teeth are connected to meridians, For instance, the front top 4 teeth are connected to kidney and bladder. So there are so many connections, and it's such a big holistic picture that to find out the real cause why somebody has problems goes much, much farther than flossing and brushing.
Got it. Well, let's talk about some of the products you offer, from holistic dental work, the herbal tinctures, the oils. Let's tease even. Tell us, where did you want to begin?
Well, my bestseller is the dental line. Ooh. So we have a one drop only dental elixir that is an alternative to toothpaste. Toothpaste isn't a great choice because there's so many things going on. The biggest one in a certain way is vegetable glycerin. And vegetable glycerin is in every toothpaste. It's like the second or third ingredient. Ooh. And it's super sticky.
Oh, okay.
And it's hard to rinse off. And when it's sticky, it actually attracts more plaque.
Okay.
So it's the last thing you want in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is most toothpastes out there now are all about whitening and brightening. And most people have full-on recession, even kids. And now you put something that's very abrasive again in your mouth twice a day, right at the gum line, which literally creates more recession. And if somebody has already recession right there, now you're actually removing structure, tooth structure, because what's showing is the root surface and it's dentin and it's much softer than the enamel. So obviously also all the stuff that you don't want in your mouth, so much toxic stuff in toothpaste at this point, in mouth rinses. So what we have is called one drop only tooth elixir or tooth soap, and you just put a couple of drops on the toothbrush, soft toothbrush only, and you massage. You don't, scrub. You massage little circles. And it will bring minerals to your tooth structure. It has essential oils that creates more circulation in the gum tissue.
Wow.
It removes it, so there is no glycerin smear layer. Most people that use the dental tooth soap, they tell me that they feel for the first time that their teeth are they're clean, like there is no sticky layer on them.
Oh, nice.
And then what we're coming out with this month, which is literally a 10-year baby of mine.
Oh, wow. We got breaking news here on the show.
Yeah,
this is exciting.
It's the Holistic Dental Rescue Kit. It has 21 items. And it is my entire intention behind it is to give somebody a little dental apothecary where they can take care of their own emergencies. Sometimes people can't get into the dentist, sometimes for weeks, even if it's an emergency, or their child is waking up in the middle of the night in pain, and they have a little kit that will literally give them what they need right there to help their family, their friends, their kids, their partners to get to either soothe anxiety or to take the pain down or to help the nerve heal and hopefully not turn into a root canal situation, to just do a first aid that helps them to get ready for the dentist and hopefully will make the situation better.
Amazing.
So I'm so excited that this comes out this month because I've worked so long on this, and it combines homeopathy with herbal tinctures and also consultation with me, so they can learn how to use that kit and feel empowered to have something in their toolbox to help themselves.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just on the dental line. And then we have, of course, digestive support and teas, alkalizing teas. And then it goes out into more health because it's so connected.
Amazing. Well, remind us how we can reach you, please. Share all forms of contact with us.
Okay. My phone number is 415-497-5141. And the website is rupamherbals.com. And my email is rupamhenry@yahoo.com.
Awesome. Well, I'm on the website, and I urge everyone to do the same. And there's still so much more that you have to offer. And by the way, there's amazing reviews, which I always like hearing client testimonials. Nice. This person saying there's no more problematic gums or dental visits. I've used the worst dental visits and gum problems. I used to have the worst and recession. I would even go for dental cleanings 3 times a year and still have so much scraping, gum bleeding, and pain. And this person says, I decided to give Rupam's dental soap a try. Threw out all my old toothpaste, stopped using fluoride, started drinking bottled water too. My next dental visit, they said, your gums look great. And there was only a little scraping around these 2 crooked teeth I have, which they said is common since the crooked teeth are hard to clean. I thought maybe it was a fluke, so continue my regimen. And then even said I could graduate from visiting 3 times a year to 2 times a year, even postpone my recent cleaning. So there was actually 7 months, and it even went better than the last time. My 2 crooked teeth even were sensitive or no longer sensitive. They were even curious and asked me what products I'd be using, wrote down the names, and I had an even better dental visit with no scraping at all. They just glided over my teeth superficially to check out, but totally
That's
sold.
awesome, right?
Yeah, this is. I also found vegan sponge floss that I used on Amazon as well. Thankful for my new teeth. I'm not sure the name of this person, but there's some great testimonials. Do you want to share some other stories of the people you've helped with your products?
Yeah, I mean, including the consultations. I mean, I had one customer call me a badass dental ninja. I thought that was awesome. I mean, because it feels like that, it feels like my entire intention is to empower people to not be afraid and know what they can do to heal from the inside out, right? And also how to get themselves ready. I have so many people that are, they're terrified to sit in a dental chair. And there's homeopathy to make it easier, to take the terror away, to help them to have a better visit, to make better choices. Because once you're this anxious, it's like everything shuts down. You don't even know what the dentist tells you because you're in so much terror. There are so many people that have that. So the consultations, people feel safe, they feel hopeful, they feel like, oh my God, I finally know what to do. And then with the dental products, the dental products come every product has a little video where I explain it. I really encourage people to look at that because I break it down. I talk about why I do what I do. Obviously, people can call me and take me up on a 15-minute check-in. That's totally free, no strings attached. And they can ask me questions. And I really, really feel it is super important for people at this point in time to find ways to support themselves, to actually know and take responsibility for their own health. Because it feels, I don't know how it is. You're in New York?
Yes, I am.
So, here in California, people have an emergency and it takes sometimes 3 weeks for them to get into the dentist.
Wow.
What are you going to do in that time frame when you're in pain, So it feels like things get trickier in terms of seeing your professionals out there. So I'm all about empowering people to go, hey, you know what? I know what to do. I can deal with this, I'll get in there. But until then, I know how to soothe myself, how to maybe hopefully heal the nerve so it doesn't go into the tooth dying. That's my intention. That's really my purpose, to open up this mystery of how to take care of yourself in terms of dental to begin with. And most people that come to me, they come with dental stuff, but shortly after it ends up with their health. What are you eating?
Yeah.
When do you go to bed? Do you sleep okay? It's so connected, So then we start really doing detective work to find out what's the root cause. What can you maybe change to make your body be able to heal itself? And that includes cavities. Okay.
Amazing.
Cavities, especially beginning cavities, can heal. So, in most people, that's complete news.
That is.
I have never heard that.
Really? Like a cavity can heal? I'm shocked at this right now. Wow.
Exactly. And I've seen it over and over again. Somebody didn't have money to do anything about, cleaned up their diet, did some things, and came back, took an x-ray, and there was no longer a cavity. I am not talking of like a bombed out tooth.
Yeah.
I've not seen that grow back, but I have seen beginning cavities start to remineralize themselves again.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. Also, got to point out, wow, how do we contact you? We're almost out of time. We got 2 minutes left in the show.
Yeah. RupamHerbals.com, 415-497-5141, and RupamHenry@yahoo.com.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. But any advice in closing today for those of us at home? I know you worked in the dental industry for so long, and I know you also advise aspiring entrepreneurs as well to really not stop to what their true calling is.
Yes.
And what would you want to? How did you want to leave off with everyone here today?
Oh man, for anybody out there looking for their sweet spot as a professional, or what to do is don't settle. Wait till you find your thing. Try things out. Don't worry. You'll hit on it. Just keep going.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. Pleasure having
Thanks,
you here.
Jill.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to the next time we get to connect. Have a fantastic
Sounds
day,
good.
okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. And to all of our listeners and viewers, are we back next week?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I have my release next week. I have my big rescue kit release next week.
Yay! Excited to check that out. Guys and gals, don't forget, go to the website, Rupam Herbals. That's RUPAMHERBALS. And you're on Facebook and Instagram too, right?
That's correct.
Awesome. Great promoting with you. This is awesome stuff.
Thank you.
Even just to let you know, there's someone else I read before. Denise Gallagher said, for the first time, my teeth actually feel clean, healthy, and safe. Quality of this product, hooked. And for life, one little drop is more than enough to clean and continue to freshen my mouth. Everyone's thanking you for this. So we thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ciao.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, She has split ends.
B. Console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C. Take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D. Help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.